Hello everyone, this is Prodigious TCC, that's Prodigious the Trading Card Collector, and today we're going to be taking a look at a match using the new Charizard EX. So Charizard EX has two attacks, one which is 1 fire energy, does 60 damage plus 100 extra damage if Charizard has any damage counters on it, and the second attack, which is 4 fire energy, does 330 damage, but then you must discard three energies. So it looks like what this person is doing with their deck is they've got the Charizard, they've got the Pokemon Go Charizard, which means that each fire energy attached is actually worth 2 energy. So really, if you attach 2 energy, you can swing for 4. And then a Zoroark and an Armarouge. Armarouge lets you move energy around from attached Pokemon. And they have the Magma Basin, which lets them move energy from their discard pile onto a Pokemon, and they take 2 damage counters. So is it going to show what the other person is playing? The other person is playing, looks like a pretty stock standard Gardevoir EX deck. You got the Gardevoir EX, regular, you got Gallade, you've got Cresselia, Mysterious Tail Mew, Manaphy. Looks pretty standard of a deck, I would say. Alright, so I don't know who's playing which deck. Okay, so it looks like we are starting with a Zoroark pre-evolved form. I don't remember what it's called. A Krylia, Charmeleon, the Charizard EX Battle VIP Pass, Ultra Ball, and then an Energy. Pretty nice. And then the other person is starting with a Ralts, Drifloon. Now the Drifloon is interesting because, well, when it goes out, I'll explain it when it goes out. A Gardevoir EX Palpad. I think that is the new tool. Yeah, that gives basic Pokemon 50 more HP, an Arven, and a Psychic Energy. I don't remember what the tool is called. Alright, so person on the right is playing the Charizard EX deck. They're playing their Battle VIP Pass first to put out a Squawkabilly EX and a Charmander, level balling for another Charmander, using Ultra Ball, getting rid of the Charmeleon and the Krylia to put out a Radiant Greninja, attaching for turn, using Squawkabilly's ability, which can only be used on the first turn, discarding and drawing cards. It's kind of like a Professor's Research that can be done on the first turn type thing. Then using Radiant Greninja's ability to draw 2 more cards, using another Battle VIP Pass for a third Charmander, and then dropping down a Magma Basin. And then, are they going to use it this turn? I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't. So, yep, they're going to use a Magma Basin to attach a energy to one of the Charmanders and put 2 damage counters on them. Now, the other person is playing an Arven, getting a... It's kind of like a big charm, but I'm not 100% sure exactly what it's called. And then what else did they grab? A Battle VIP Pass, and then it's basically the new big charm. But it only works on basics and it gives 50 HP. And then dropping down a Battle VIP Pass and getting a Mysterious Tail Mew and a Ralts, and retreating the Ralts that was in the active, using the Mysterious Tail, which lets you draw 6 and pick a item card, which was a rare candy. The rest get shuffled in. Then a Drifloon is played and a turn is passed. So they're using a Capturing Aroma, and they flip heads, so they are getting an evolution Pokemon. They're getting the Charizard Pokemon Go version. They're using a concealed cards, using the rare candy, and they're going to evolve up into the Pokemon Go. Now it says their effect is, I'm going to check if it's all Charizards or if it's all fire I think it's all fire energies attached. Each basic fire energy attached to your Pokemon provides 2 fire energy. You can't apply more than 1 burning brightly ability at a time. So basically each fire energy is 2 fire energy, which is great. Doesn't limit it to Charizards only. And then rare candy up to the Charizard EX with 330 health points, can swing for 160 because it has a damage counters on it, and it is halfway to swinging to 330. I would assume going to retreat, and then using the Magma Basin now can swing for 330 if it wants to. It should have doing the 160 damage to knock out that Mew. It should have more damage counters on it, I believe, with the Magma Basin, because it had the 2 from Magma Basin. Magma Basin says once during each player's turn, that player may attach a fire energy card from their discard pile to one of their benched fire Pokemon. If a player attaches energy to a Pokemon in that way, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So it should have 2 more damage counters on it, I believe. And then now it has the 330 all the way up because of the Burn Brightly effect of the Pokemon Go Charizard. Alright, and then they are putting the Drifloon up, and they are getting a Krillio with a level ball. They are rare candying up to the EX on the other Ralts. Going to use Refinement to discard a card, which is a Psychic energy, which makes sense to draw 2 cards. Playing I think this one's called Artisan Village or something along those lines. Artisan. And it is once during each player's turn, that player may search their deck for a basic Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box and put it under the bench. And then you shuffle your deck. So basically you can grab any basic Pokemon except for, I guess, Radiance? I believe? Nope. And then it's going to play a Ralts and Iono. So shuffle your hand, put it at the bottom of your deck, and then draw cards equal to the amount of prizes you have left. They're drawing 6, the person on the right is drawing 5. They're playing down a Radiant Greninja using Concealed Cards ability to draw 2 cards, and playing down another Drifloon. And then they are going to use Radiant Greninja's, Gardevoir EX's ability to attach energy to the Drifloon until it has 10 health left, because the Gardevoir EX's ability is it can move energy from the discard pile, attach it to any Pokemon that you have, but you take 2 damage counters for each psychic energy you attach that way. But Drifloon's ability is it does 30 damage for each damage counter that is on this card. So it's got 60 times 30, so that's 180 points of damage that this Drifloon is doing to the Charizard EX. So now they're going to use Radiant Greninja, get 2 cards, use Capturing Aroma. That is a heads, so they are getting another Charizard EX using a rare candy to evolve that Charmander into the Charizard EX. Going to push that Artazone out for Magma Basin, attach for turn, use Professor's Research to get rid of a Charmeleon and something else, or is that getting rid of something, using the Magma Basin to attach an energy to the benched Charizard EX, and then swinging for 160 to knock out the Drifloon. Alright, and then what are they going to do? Because they're down by 2 prizes at the moment. Person on the left has 6 prizes still left to take. Person on the right only has 4 prizes left to take. I do not know what they're talking about right now because I do not understand Japanese. Using a Ultra Ball, getting rid of a collapsed stadium and a battle VIP pass, and they are getting, I believe, yeah. So they're getting the Gallade rare candying up that routes to the Gallade, and the Gallade's ability is called Buddy Pass or Buddy Search or something like that, and it basically lets you search for a supporter card and put it into your hand. And they are going to grab Boss's Orders, so they're going to use that. Going to Refinement away the... I do not remember what the... All I want to say is Krylia, but it's not. It starts with C. Cresselia. They're so close. They're too close. And I do not like it. So they're going to use do the same thing with the Drifloon, get it down to 10 HP left so that it can do 180 points of damage. And then they are bossing... They're bossing up the Pokemon Go Charizard to knock it out, so that now you have to attach actually 4 energy instead of just 2 energies because of the Burn Brightly effect. So they're going to knock that out, and that really puts a hamper on the process of those Charizards. But I mean, with a Magma Basin and an attach for turn, you should be good for one of them. Using the ability Concealed Cards to draw 2 cards, putting down another Zoroark pre-evolved form, which is called a Zoroark. Pre-evolved form is called a Zorua. Playing down a Zorua, they're going to use Super Rod or Superior Rod or whatever it's called. They're getting back a Charmander and the Charizard Pokemon Go. Ioning. I'm using Magma Basin to attach an energy for onto the Charizard on the bench, and then swing for 160 points of damage to take out another Drifloon. So person on the right is down to 3 prizes. Person on the left still has 5 prizes. So now they're talking about Zoroark here, and I assume they're talking about how you can't evolve the Zoroark into the Charizard. It can be only a stage 1, so it would have to be a Charmeleon. That's probably not what they're talking about, but that's what I would be talking about. Being like, okay, so that can't evolve into a Charizard. It can only go Charmeleon. So as an option for that, it would have to be something else. Using a Fog Crystal to get a Psychic Energy. Going to use the Buddy Catch, I think is what it's called, for a Clara. Using Clara's ability to grab... What are they putting into their hand? Cresselia, Drifloon, and a Psychic. Using a Level Ball to get a Krylia. Using Concealed Cards to get rid of a Psychic and draw 2 cards. Using Krylia's ability for Refinement to get rid of another Psychic Energy, drawing 2 cards. Attaching a Psychic Energy to the Radiant Greninja for turn, and laying down the Cresselia. Using Gardevoir EX's ability to attach energy to the Gallade for retreat. And then I'm going to take a wild stab and say they're going to use, the same thing. Drop that Drifloon down to 10 HP. Swing for 180 for the knockout on the Charizard EX. Now it's a tied match. 3-3 for prizes. So they're going to promote up the Charizard EX and then play down a Charmander. Attach for turn, using Concealed Cards to get rid of a Fire Energy, playing down the Zoroark. And then are they going to use the Zoroark's ability? No, Ultra Balling away our Charmeleon. And I think that's the Pokemon Go Charizard. To get a something. Not exactly sure what is going on right now, unfortunately. I need to brush up on my Japanese skills. Now they're using the ability of Zoroark to turn into a Krylia, using Krylia for Refinement, getting rid of the Armor Rouge, and getting another Zoroark, and then transforming it into the Armor Rouge, and the Armor Rouge can move Fire Energy from Pokemon once per turn. So now it can swing for 330 bossing orders up the Gardevoir EX, and then going to swing for 330, having discard 3 energy for the attack, but that's just a one-hit KO for basically anything out there. Well, okay, so now it's 1 prize for the Charizard player and 3 prizes left. Be interesting to see how this plays out. But now without the Charizard Pokemon Go and having discarded those 3 cards, those 3 energy, it's going to be very hard to get back to that 330 attack. It's going to take a couple turns, I believe. So Drifloon doing the same thing. Refinement of the Battle VIP Pass to draw 2 cards using the Radiant Greninja's concealed cards to discard a Psychic, drawing 2 cards. What are they? What are they doing? They're talking about something with Charizard. Talking about something with Charizard, I'm not 100% sure what. Going to evolve that Krylia up to a Gardevoir EX. Promote the Gardevoir EX. Use the ability to attach 3 energies, and is going to boss's orders up the Squawk ability. It's a Squawk ability EX, which means get you 2 prizes off of that. So it's an easy swing and knockout. If they played the Collapse Stadium, they could have shrunk the bench and got that Squawk ability out there, and then you're taking away an easy 2 prizer. So now they're promoting back up the Charizard, Ultra Balling Away, Magma Basin, and a Battle VIP Pass, getting a Zorua, using concealed cards, drawing 2, using Refinement, with a Charmander, drawing 2, using Magma Basin, and going to swing for 160. So I think really all they have to do is boss anything up, and they win on this turn. They are retreating, putting up that Drifloon, attaching this new big charm. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it gives 50 extra HP to your Pokemon, your basic Pokemon only. And then they're going to use the ability to bring it down to 20 out of 120, which means it has 10, which means it's swinging for 300 points of damage right now. Because it's got 10, yeah, so swinging for 300 to knock out that Charizard EX and to win the game. So very interesting. Very interesting match for the Charizard EX. This is kind of the build that I've seen people talking about for the Magma Basin, the Pokemon Go Charizard, and the Armarouge. Kind of how you want to go to get as many energies onto your Charizard as possible. It just didn't pan out for them this turn, or this match. Am I gonna see the other? No. The Gardevoir was just doing the right thing. That Drifloon is really powerful, especially when you get the big charm on it. The new big charm, I don't know exactly what it is called. Getting that on it, as you can see, you can swing for 300 points of damage, which is pretty crazy for a basic Pokemon. I mean, you can take out a Charizard EX not with that originally, but if it has any damage on it whatsoever, you can knock it out. The only thing is, if you have that on a couple of them or anything like that, if someone uses some Lost Vacuums to take those charms off, you can kill them and knock out, take a couple prizes in a turn depending on how it plays out. So you have to be very careful about that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video of me looking at the new Charizard EX Pokemon and a match. There is a Blastoise EX versus a Venusaur EX video that has come out as well that I'm going to commentate on and put up on the channel as well. Leave me a comment telling me how you would change up this deck, or if you would play this deck, or which of the 3 new EXs is your favorite, anything like that. But until I see you next time, have a fantastic day.